Hello there, welcome to my survival series. I am JamestheDouglas, and this is my journal of my journey in a survival Minecraft world, which has been going on for a wee while now. And this episode we're going to be working on something we started last episode, which is the museum. So if we head down, last episode we worked on mapping out the area, and I discovered quite a few nice looking places close to 0, and when I say close to 0, I mean within like 2,000 blocks, if that's close, depending on your definition. But yeah, we're going to be working on the ravine today. Now, I never quite stated what I was going to put here. That time has come. Basically, a few years ago, there was a, I'm not sure if he still does it actually, but the YouTuber Zisto did a Minecraft Let's Play that started in alpha. It started in one of the early alpha versions. He had a museum there that included all the blocks from each update, so all the blocks were in a separate section for each update. So if a block was added in, 1.8, that would be in the 1.8 room. A block was added in 1.6, it'd be in the 1.6 room, and so on and so forth. I don't think he got that far, but that was the idea, and I thought it'd be nice to do something like that as well. I also want to make the point that he started this series. He started it in alpha and was going to work his way through the updates. I actually had started a series, and I did a series before him on that, so I was like, hey, there's a big YouTuber stealing my idea. No, but I'm sure he did not. The series I did got 0 views. I mean, this place might look a bit simplistic, but I'm not too bothered, if I'm being honest, about looks. Well, I am, but not to the extent where I am. Yeah, I don't want to worry about it. That's the point. I just want to do it. That's the thing. If I was a more skilled builder with better ideas, then I might get away with it. Like some of the stuff some people pull off is truly amazing. So we've got the entrance here. I'm thinking we could just make the staircase go down, maybe, and then turn, and then go just down there. That might be a good way of doing it. How narrow should it be though? Should it be 1 wide, 2 wide? We should probably vary it a bit, right? I guess, yeah, we could just do something like this. Vary the size of it, vary the way it goes. I don't really care an awful lot. I think that would look okay. Just a bit of spruce fences alongside the planks. And basically, as I said, we're going to have rooms in the side, and each room will be dedicated to a specific Minecraft update. Now, I was sitting around last night and I was thinking, what sort of format should I have? Should I have, for example, snapshots, or should I just do full updates? I think for the sake of space, I'm just going to do full updates. So we're not going to have like, snapshot 14W, 13A or something like that. You know what I mean? We're just going to have, 1.7, 1.8, 1.9, etc., etc. This will be a bit of history, a nice way to preserve it, and it kind of gives us a bit of a challenge. It doubles up as a challenge because now we need to obtain every block in the game in order to collect it for this museum. So that's the plan, and we can hopefully get the path snaking all the way down there. We might be able to use the lower sections. Geez, that guy had a pot shot at me. I was thinking as well, one idea I had was, oh, you know what, we should start with the latest update up here, so 1.12, and then work our way down to the earliest. But that doesn't really work, because then if we wanted to add one on, where would we put it? I mean, we could maybe make a path going out that way and add things on. I think we'll just start with the earliest. That would make a bit of sense, start from the beginning. So it appears that the first Minecraft video released by Notch was on 13th of May 2009, and the version history has the first kind of, call it a version, first kind of test version, I guess you could call it, was just 3 days before that. So around May 2009 was when the game was kind of taking shape, although it was still called Cave Game back then. Basically, these early versions, it's not really clear what sort of a structure they have, and they've just been put under headings. So, for example, the first heading is pre-classic, and then there's classic, and then there's in-dev, inf-dev, and then alpha, and that's the version, alpha's kind of the version where Minecraft started to become popular. A lot of the big YouTubers started, people like Good, people like CNanners, people like Etho, they all started. So that's kind of the first area things can be categorized better. What we're going to do is we're going to call this room pre-classic, okay? So this is a pre-classic version of Minecraft. Now, these had sub-versions as well. There was like, what it says here, pre 0.0.0, pre 0.0.98 RD -132211. So, as you can tell, there are sub-versions, but we're just going to have them under one subheading, or one heading, which for this is pre-classic. And we'll just add a bunch of materials in there that was added in these versions. So the question is, what do we add to this museum? Do we add just blocks? Do we add items? Do we add, what do we add? How do we add these things? Blocks are obviously a must because blocks are part of the world. Items we could probably do. We could put them in item frames. That might get a bit laggy, so maybe it'd be better to do put them in chests. According to the Minecraft wiki, the additions, the block additions were, well, cobblestone, grass block, dirt, wooden planks, stone, saplings. It doesn't have wooden logs, ironically. I guess trees weren't a thing back then. I made a video about this a long time ago. I made a series about like the early versions of Minecraft. I did it as part of a longer series I was planning to do, but I never got around to it because it was a lot of work and I was doing other stuff at the time, like other series that I was enjoying a lot more. Again, I might go back to that one day, but just not right now. Let's see, so we've got the entrance here. I quite like this setup. In fact, you know what, we could do maybe something like that. We could do that and then add the sign on top like that. Pre-classic. So these are the versions before classic mode. I decided to get rid of the stairs, didn't really like them, so I just went for full blocks to create the arch, and I like that a bit. Inside, I'm not sure how we're going to do it. We've lowered the elevation slightly, I think that's okay, and then beyond that I'm not sure. We could narrow it maybe to the point where we've just got a single doorway. Don't know why I'm using oak, but whatever. I just decided to change the block type. Yeah, how does that look? Pre-classic. Go in and there's another bit of a room here. Ah, we've hit a problem. Uh-oh. We've kind of knocked through and we've got to the entrance. Got some iron as well, which is nice. Yeah, so we've kind of knocked through here, which is a bit unfortunate. I guess we can, well, we can put that back for starters. And then from here, I'm not sure. So I've been trying for the longest of times to get this room looking somewhat decent. I can't say I've done that yet. But yeah, we need 6 spaces. We've only got 3 at the minute. I mean, we could obviously add... yeah, we could actually do that. We could do 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. We could do that. So yeah, but the things we need to add, cobblestone, which... don't think we've got any of them. The only thing we've got in our inventory that we need to add is stone. So I've now got all the things we're supposed to add. So let me just dig this up. So we've got stone. We've got cobblestone. I think we should swap them over just so the cobblestone doesn't clash with the cobblestone stairs. And then we've got dirt. And we've got planks. Although, again... I think we should make it so the dirt's on the bottom, planks at the top, and then I think grass, block, and sapling. Now this sapling should not grow in there. I would be stunned if it was to grow. Let's add one of these there, and then grass block, and then sapling. So, see the problem with this setup though is they could just be blocks in the wall, they're not really exhibits. So that's the only issue. Like, they're not independent really of the rest of the build, they're just kind of blocks put in a badly formed room. So I think what we'll do is we're going to try and rejiggle the room a bit. So this might look a bit better. This time I've got some individual slots or areas in which to keep the exhibits, the items, the blocks. This isn't what it's going to be like for every single update, but at the very least I would like it to at least have an idea, just in case I need ideas in future. I need to have an idea of what I'm doing. But that's what we've got. I think what we should do now is, I think, well, we could put that up like that, and then we've got nothing in the back, but that's okay. Then we'll just have to add the exhibits. Cobblestone, grass block, dirt. Oh, wait, that's not even alphabetical order, is it? We'll just do the... This is the order in which it's got on the Wikipedia. Oops, bad placement. And of course, we're going to have to... Yeah, we're going to have a dirt block down there for the sapling. That looks a bit better, I think. They're kind of highlighted at least. We could maybe do something like that. I'll go with that. We can add, I guess, something here that says Minecraft version history. Because that's kind of what we're doing here. This is the version history of Minecraft. Things that were added. And these are the things that were added according to the Wikipedia, in pre-classic. I mean, there was also things like physics and level generator and particles and human spawning and sky void, but we can't really represent them in the same way that we can with stone, saplings, planks, etc. So yeah, that's what we've got in this room. I'm happy with that. It's... Oh, I forgot there was stuff in there. It's done its job. As you can see, I have extended the path ever so slightly. It's gradually going down, which is good. That's what we want. And I didn't bother putting a door here just because I didn't see the point. It's probably going to intersect with this one here. So I waited and put the other door here, and then we can have possibly another door here and here, just depending on what sort of space we've got. So after a long time, I'm finally back. I was going to record last night, however, I ran into difficulties in that part of my Minecraft client corrupted. I could not play versions 1.8 to 1.12, so that was a bit of a bummer. And I looked all over for the answer, and in the end I just had to reinstall Minecraft. But the problem was... Well, the problem now is I don't have any sound in 1.7.2. I do have it in 1.7.10, which I guess is okay, but I prefer to play in 1.7.2. Not just for PvP, but for CTM maps as well, just because of it uses the old mob spawning methods. So that's just why I prefer that. It's not a big deal. We can play 1.12. We can play basically, I think, all versions, even some versions that crashed before. But yeah, the client's not perfect. But we're not going to worry about anything else just yet. I'm going to get on with this. So the first room we've obviously done already, pre-classic. I've decided we're just going to do blocks. We're not going to do items. We're only going to do things you can place down. So torches would count. A lot of things count really. But things like, well, tools and that, you can't place them down. So we're not going to do them. But that's fine. Pre-classic we've already done. I've not actually filled in the blocks yet, but this is classic mode. I've got enough spaces for all the items. I've made a list of them from the wiki. So yeah, this is the room for classic mode and all the items that were added in those updates. And then further on we've got in-dev. Not that many items that were added in the in-dev versions. And finally, inf-dev. This was the last updates before alpha, and this was the first update that attempted the infinite world generation. Well, infinite to a point. But let's add the items, shall we? So classic items are in here. So in my inventory I've got some of the items that we will be adding to the classic section. I'll just start here. Lava is one of them, as is water, so we're going to have to figure out a way to keep them in. I think signs is probably the best way. Unfortunately, oh well, I guess we could do something like this where we do got the sign there, water, lava, and then I'll just have a sign, yeah, like that. So it's not going to look pretty, but I don't care. Water there, lava there, and hopefully that doesn't burn. Well, the reason this room is made entirely out of stone is so things don't get burnt down. Next we've got sand, and then gravel, Then we got some gold ore, iron ore, coal ore. Classic mode, well, they did survival tests in classic mode, I believe, according to the wiki. But classic mode that we know now is just it was like creative. Most of the blocks I'm placing down now were available for creative building. Also, wool wasn't called wool, it was called cloth. So it was white cloth, orange cloth, magenta cloth, etc, etc. I think you got all the colours actually, which was pretty neat. Alright, further on we shall continue with placing the wool. Of course the colour changed in 1.12, so it's not like the same colour as it would have been back in Classic, but whatever. This will do for now. I think we've got too few spaces. I hope not. There we go, we've got some grass there. So, first of all, it's a rose, although this is a poppy. It was changed in 1.7 from a rose to a poppy. But we're just going to use the poppy to represent the rose. All it was just a name change and a slight texture change, so there's really no point in saving this until 1.7. Then we got the mushrooms as well, albeit I think they were just for show. No growing involved. Now we're going to have, I think, the block of gold, mossy, and TNT. Let's hope that doesn't explode. Hopefully no spark jumps all the way across the room and ignites it. If it does, I'll be impressed. Alright, need to do a bit of maintenance. I counted wrong. Whoops. But it'll be all good. We'll get it sorted. So here we are. We have got all the exhibits labelled and in place, which is pretty cool. I quite like this room actually. It's probably my favourite as far as design goes. It is entirely made out of stone, apart from the lights, but I mean, that's okay. Also, we need to think of a better way of containing the lava and the water, but whatever. But yeah, there we go. So far there's no sparks jumping from here to here. Oh yeah, also the TNT moved a bit, so it moved back 2 blocks, so hopefully that's it far enough away that it's not going to get hit. Also we've got flammable blocks here, but they're not going to be affected, they're too far. Sponge was added in Classic, but it didn't really have much of a purpose until, well, 1.8 when it was revamped and put into the ocean monuments. So yep, just thought I would add that there anyway. Dandelion, yellow flower, whatever, rose red, or not rose red, just rose flower, poppy, whatever, they're basically the same thing. And I labelled the wool as opposed to cloth as it was originally put into the game, purely because it's always been known as wool. So that's what we'll go with. Otherwise, I think everything's in place. These are all classic blocks. If you play classic mode now, which you can do via the launcher, these are the blocks that you will have to use as well as the ones in the other room. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So, on to the next room. So the next room is InDev, which stands for in development. And this was the first kind of survival version. So the first time you could play survival. And the first one is actually fire. So we're going to put fire along at the end here, because if we put it in the first slot here, it would most certainly catch the wood on fire, as it does. So let's get our flint and steel. And there we go. Fire has been placed. Let's see. If we take that off, the next block we have to place is a torch. So of course this was the, as I said, first survival update. So that's where you get things like, well, chests, crafting tables, which I already had in my inventory. So of course it was going to stack. We also had diamond ore and a diamond block, like so. Okay, so the next ones are, I don't know, some of these are pretty interesting. So painting was one. That's fine. Oh wait, painting actually goes over here. Furnace was one, so furnace goes there. The last 3 involved tilled soil. In fact, you know what? Let's lower it to there. So yeah, the last 3 involved tilled soil. First one was just tilled soil. It's not really a block, but I just thought I would add it anyway, because why ever not. Second one was just simply a seed. Now obviously that's going to grow, so I need to figure out a way of preventing it from growing. Final one is just simply wheat, which we can easily add just by growing a seed, basically, like so. So there we go, and there we have it. They've all been labelled. Seeds will probably grow at some point, but whatever. Everything in place, all good. Right, so now we're on to the final section for today. Still survival, but just a few things were added, or well, a lot was added, but just a few blocks. First of all, we have got signs. Signs were added, so we'll put a sign there. In fact, maybe it would look better if we did the whole sign like that, yeah? Ladders were also added. Next we've got doors, and then we've got minecarts. Minecart and minecart tracks. So we'll put a minecart there, and then we need to get ourselves another, not that one, that one. We need to get ourselves another minecart track, like that. And we've got everything that was added in InfDev, I believe. So yeah, the source for all this is the wiki, the Minecraft wiki, and yeah, it's all right. I tried to decorate the rooms differently, just for, you know, instead of just doing the same mundane thing over and over. I tried to just add different blocks, different shapes, different sizes. But at the end of the day, you're never going to get it exact. I don't know which one's I think my favourite is definitely the classic room, but I like the other ones too. I also want to point out, and I didn't notice this at first, but yeah, there's a crafting table and a furnace over there, which must be a place I stopped off in one of my early caving journeys. But yeah, that's pretty cool. So yeah, this is where we're at. Next time we work on this, which may not be next episode, but next time we work on this, we'll be on to the alpha updates, and yeah, hopefully there'll be enough space. We've used a lot of space already, but I wonder if we'll ever have to add as much as we did in this room. But yeah, thank you all very much for watching. Hopefully you learned something new. I know I did. But yeah, thank you for watching. Take care. I'll see you next time.